Okay, so I'm showered, I'm all ready for bed, and I thought, right, I'll find out. I typed in land of Mu in YouTube, and a lot of maps came up. Then 15-minute one, and this chap's talking about how the people of Mu, or my don't even know the people, came to this planet because of the water, and that's more or less where I got to. I don't know if I'm going to get into trouble. I apologise beforehand and just delete it YouTube if it doesn't fit. But I'm going through a journey and I'm bringing you with it.
It's like if we try to see a human body, but in a round shape. So every continent and every region of the planet would be related to one of the organs of our bodies, to our bones, to our blood, and we can try to imagine it or to figure it if we trace the main line of the body in the Atlantic Ocean. Imagine the Atlantic Ocean from the front, and you will have the breathing nose.
I heard that Glastonbury was the heart of chakra of the world. And there was a lot of healing energy when I went and climbed the tower once. I had a detached retina and they'd put a bubble in my eye and water. It was horrible. And it healed.
Which is Iceland.
Ooh.
From there you can find the whole chest of the body in the North Atlantic Ocean, and by the sides, the two lungs in the Congo forest and the rainforest of Amazonia. The throat chakra of the planet would be North America, and the vocal cords would be the Appalachian Mountains and all the East Coast. This means that whatever happens in that region would reach the whole world, because it's the word, the language to connect everything.
I do sort of understand that, because when my nephew was born and I was working on the cruise ships, I knew that my niece, no, not my niece, my brother's sister, my sister-in-law was having a little bit of trouble, and I was on a cruise ship in Miami and I couldn't even phone on the ship at the time, and I remember going up on deck and seeing the sun and the moon pretty much like I had done this evening, and I just sent them so much energy, so much love and light and everything. So I know that you can send thoughts out, and if people are having problems in like the world wars, and I think this is all. I'm not going to go into world wars, so not world wars, but wars, because I don't want to go down that route. But I understand where it's coming from, but I never thought about it like this, as the lungs and they look like them.
Side of the world, we have Europe, and Europe will be the heart, with Great Britain being the high heart chakra.
So yes, I heard right.
South of Africa and all the plateau that includes the three Great Lakes and Somalia, Ethiopia until Tanzania will be all the region of the root chakra. The root chakra will connect with the origin and the strength to the roots of the planet. That also connects with South America through two lines that connects in the middle with the womb of the planet. The region that now it's called Tristan da Cunha, and it's the core of the creation where Pangea was connected in the south. Connected to the root chakra, Patagonia means the end of the spine of the planet. So the energy.
I also think this is why the ley lines are very important to the world, and the Druids were the ones that I believe it was the Druids that left the ley lines, that left the standing stones around. And the little bit I put in my chat in the last post, where it looks like I'm going to be going to marry people, them stones were so big anyway. I think they were standing stones around here and marking portals.
Of
Wonder if they'll talk
South
about
America, the region of Patagonia, the
that.
region
Excuse me.
of Drakenberg in Africa are both connected to the roots and the origin to the core of the planet. The region of Middle East, India, will be one of the kidneys, and also, of course, the adrenal glands. That means that these
This does sort of go over my head a little bit, but I do understand a little bit as well. So not going so far over my head.
Also to be the energy to create everything, to purify the blood, the water of the planet. So that's why it's one of the biggest portals through where
This is a
all the
Gaia
energy
program,
to
by the
create
way,
comes.
and it's
The
free on
other
YouTube.
kidney, it is the region of Australia and New Zealand. This region is also a creationist region connected to the Mu civilization. Asia would mean.
So I'm smoking, and I don't agree with it really. I shouldn't advertise it. But
This means that China, Taklamakan Desert, Gobi Desert, Mongolia, Tibet, Japan represents the stomach, represents the region where all the process of the being is done. All the water in the planet would represent the blood. Every river, every lake, every sea, every ocean would represent all the registry of the blood. And the most important part of the planet is the one connecting the whole body. The spine,
and she's got blood poisoning at the moment.
the neurological system of the planet, which would go from the Andes in South America to Central America and through North America, the Rocky Mountains in Alaska, to reach the brain of the planet, which is at the North Pole. All the conscious planets of the Confederation used to be in the fourth dimension, so they were connected through the time. They came to this planet many times in many different parts of history, so that.
So if it's time, then why aren't they here now? Well, I know they are here now, in spirit. So yes, it's right, it's time, and you can go back and forward and just carry on a little bit.
That's why there were a lot of tests and a lot of proofs, so we could reach the better race or species to live here on this planet. And one of the last tests to do that, it was 200,000 years ago, approximately, when Alithir came here. In Atlantean times, we used to call them the Alithir, but now you may know them as the Moon. Moon people came here to see if it was possible for beings from other planets to live in this planet, to see if the immunological system of the Earth wouldn't kill them. They were first trying to attach and to be recognized to this planet, and around 50,000 years ago, the people from Mu settled a civilization by itself. The Mu civilization came here because of the water. They came here because of the portals of the Pacific Ocean. And they reached this portal through the energetic path that the Moon has left in the biggest crater of the planet, which is at the Pacific Ocean.
Hello, darlings. Aunt Helga. Futuristic scooters, old school, but
In between that region, the islands of the Pacific were the places where it was better to connect with the oceans and the water. So the purpose was to be a bridge in between heaven and earth.
Now, if you look at Halifax, and you sit up on and you will visit the top of the hill, not just where I go, but there's a lot of lookout places. Analysts are obviously sat up there, so as Emily Bronte, Lots of history there, as you know, and going after.
To relate the information from other levels of consciousness to this world through the oceans, which are the blood of the planet.
And when you look at the way the Halifax is and the way the Pennines are rippled behind it, I always used to think there was a meteor or a meteor made of iron, because we've got the iron in the water around here, and I believe that it splintered up and went as far as Glastonbury, obviously making the ripples of the Pennines. But I never thought it could be a moon. The moon. I'll have to work that one out. And my brain won't work it out anyway at the moment. Interesting.
All the water of the planet is the recordings, the DNA, the main cells of this planet. So all information that came from the stars first reached the seas, and the water put that information in the blood of the planet. So every species, every plant, every animal could have that information within. Since the very beginning of the creation of life in this planet, water was the key to hold that information.
Water comes very deep from here.
Mu tried to build a civilization bounded to the water. The new civilization started to spread all over the coasts and islands of the Pacific, but also reached in thousands of years the deserts of North America, South America, and Asia.
They were colonising the planet,
They were
obviously.
the ones that were taking care of the most important humans created on Earth, which were the original people from Australia. For Moon people, who were for thousands of years trying to understand humanity, they understood that those who are rooted to the planet and that understood the power of the stars are the most important beings in the planet to hold information and to vibrate with.
I think they still are trying to understand humanity. Excuse me. Sorry, that's Montanas.
Vibration, frequency is the language to transform realities. One of the main things that they gave to us as humanity was
They communicated
the gift
too.
to remember that we are from this planet, and that even if part of our blood, of our DNA comes from heaven, we should never forget that the divine is living here. So that's why one of the most important things that we can have from them and we inherit from them was taking care of this planet, of the water of this planet, and to hold this information on transform in this planet. Atlanteans used to know too that in order to have the power of God and the goddess, you have to become the god and the goddess. And the way you should do that is becoming every part of the god and the goddess. And the way you do that is, if you want to talk with the storm, you have to become the storm. If you want to have the wisdom of the tree, you have to become the tree. So they taught humans how to become and channel the information through their blood, through the vibration, resonating with the divine.
It's coming close to the end now, but it's also to do with what we learn and recycling. We don't leave, we go through round and round and round again in reincarnation. Not just, sometimes you might even be a gnat. And what a life that is. I quite like being in that actually, because time's different. Right, I'm going to see what he says. It's only a few more seconds, I think.
So that's why the ancient shamans were able to be nature, and that's why they were able to talk with the world.
Right, that's, you can get all that. I hope I'm not doing wrong, YouTube. I'm just going through a